Hello, I'm Philip Mugglestone, and in this series of videos we're covering the R integration for SAP HANA. In this video we're going to look at authorizations. Now so far I've been running everything as the system user, and the system user has full rights. However, in order to create procedures that access R, to use this RLang, you need to have a specific right. So I'm going to show you in this video how you can actually set that up for a given user. Now, as we've seen in previous examples, I'm running here as the system user, so I've got full system rights. So if I was to rerun this code, I can do not only access the information, but I can create a procedure that accesses RLang to talk to the R server, and I can also call that procedure. Now, the procedures that you create, it's up to you to define who you want to be able to access those. And that's done through regular procedure access using regular HANA functions. However, if you are not a system user and you want to make sure that that user is able to use RLang effectively to define these procedures that speak to R, then you do need a very special right to make that possible. So let's have a quick look at that. What we can first do is log on, this time as a different user. Let's access as a user called RUser, who's just a regular user who's been given access to the R schema. So we can work with the R schema, but we've not done anything special for accessing the R integration for him. Now, if we were to use this RUser, and let's just change our connection from system to using this regular RUser, and now we can run the code. What we can see is that we got an error. And if we have a look at that error, we can see it says insufficient privilege, not authorized. So this user, and again it's quite clear in the log, let's grow that a little bit. This user, our user, he could not actually create the procedure we wanted to do, and the reason for that, he didn't have the privileges. He's not authorized to create procedures that access this language RLang, which is how we speak to the R server. So what we need to do, and you would do this as typically a system user or a user with the specific rights, is to authorize the R user to be able to do this. And the way that works is we need to go to security, and we can look at our list of users, and here we see our user. Let's edit our user. What we need to do is to add a system privilege. So we go to System Privileges tab, hit the plus button, and you'll see on the list of system privileges there is an option called Create R Script, and that is the privilege that you need to add for that user. And if you want, you can say he can grant that to other users. It's up to you how you want to deal with it. If we save that, we've now set that privilege for the R user. And if we go back to the code that he was running as the R user, now we try again to create that procedure. So let's just run that code to create the procedure and run that. You'll see this time it works because we've now authorized our user to actually be able to create those procedures. How you deal with how people can actually call that procedure and work with it themselves is completely up to you as the creator of an application or the architect. There is nothing specific in HANA that you actually have to do beyond making the tables and views and access, being able to call or execute the procedure available to a given user. So that's completely up to you. That is a little different from the PAL, a predictive analysis library, where there is a specific execute right that you need to give, a privilege or a role. However, for R, that's not something that's needed. So now we've seen how you can authorize a user to be able to create those R procedures.